Hi and welcome to the module on repricing and pricing tips. So let's get stuck into repricing. So Amazon has a free repricer and that's awesome and that's brilliant. And when you first start out and you've just got a few products, that is the way to go and that is the thing to do. And we will talk through how to set that up. But don't be fooled. Amazon Repricer may be free, but it will cost you money because it's not very good. I mean, that's not fair. It's not very good. It's just, it doesn't do things that other repricers do. So ultimately it will cost you money in terms of your products will probably sell for less than they would have with a paid repricer, but you don't actually pay for the repricer from Amazon. So it's free to use, but it will cost you money. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. So let me first show you how to use it and how to set it all up. And then a bit later, I'll explain why you shouldn't use it. But let me talk you through it because when you first start out and you've only got a few SKUs, then you may well want to use it. But as your business grows, you definitely won't want to be using Amazon's Repricer. But let's go through how you set it up right at the beginning when you've got just a few SKUs and nothing more. So you go into Seller Central and you go to pricing and you look at automate pricing. So you come into here and it lists all the automated pricing for you. It tells you the process that you're going to go through to set it up. So you start by hitting get started and that will take you into this page. So this is where you need to set your information. So you need to give each SKU, which is your stock keeper unit number. So whatever your product in Amazon, you need to give your SKU a minimum price and a maximum price, and you need to tell it what to do in terms of what sort of repricing are you looking for. So you have to set a rule and you have to tell it what sort of strategy that you want. So in here, if you click competitive, so you can click on standard prices and competitive. So I'll talk you through what the other ones are as well. But this one for competitive is based on how you want the repricer to behave rather than based on the competition, rather than based on your sales units. So you would go through here and you'd choose competitive and you'd choose what price you want to compare it with. So you're using the competitive strategy, what price you want to compare it with. Do you want to compare it with the lowest price or the buy box price? I would always suggest you choose the buy box price. And then you need to sort out the pricing action that you want to take. So you can stay below the buy box by a specified amount, you can match the buy box, or you can stay above it by a specified amount. Personally, I always choose to match the buy box, but that's my own personal strategy. So you can choose, as I say, to underprice or to change the price of that. But obviously that's what creates the downward movement in sales. So when you go onto a listing and the price drops, that's because people are using penny under repricers. Now there is a time to use a penny under repricer, and I'm not going to tell you how to price your products because that's illegal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk you through how my strategy for pricing my products, and then you can work out what you do from there, or my strategy was, because I no longer sell on Amazon, but what it was. So is there a time to penny under reprice? Yes, there definitely is. If you need to get your money out quick, that is a good time to penny under reprice because you just wanted to get your money out for whatever reason. Or as if you've heard of a category going gated. So if a category is going to become gated and you're going to be no longer able to sell in that category, then you would want to penny under reprice. But as I've said, sharing the buy box is my preferred strategy in general, and it doesn't create that tumbling of the price. So we have a look here. So how do you want to name this rule? So you need to give your rule a name so that you don't forget what it is. and you need to talk about what offers you want it to compare to on Amazon. So you want to make sure you're only comparing apples and apples, not apples and pears. So you want to make sure that you're only competing with people with the same fulfillment method as you. Because if you're selling FBA, then your price can be more expensive than an MF seller and you'll still get the buy box. So you don't want to be competing with an MF seller, merchant fulfilled seller, because they pay less fees than you. And if you do that, you're going to lose money. So you don't want to be competing with them. So I would suggest you only offers with the same fulfillment method that you choose there. And you can also say, do you want to compare with prices that are outside Amazon? Well, the chances of that are probably no. So you're not interested in comparing with prices that are outside of Amazon. You're only interested in comparing with the prices that are on Amazon. So you would select no for that. And then you would save and select your SKUs. And then you'd come into this page here. So then you'd look at your minimum price and you'd add in your minimum price. Now, if you're using Buybot Pro, then Buybot Pro would already have worked out your break-even price for you. So here you can see the break-even price is £17.93. So you want to make sure your minimum price is above that because you're in business here and the point is to make money. So you could put your minimum price, for instance, at £18.93. So you're making sure you're making at least £1 profit on each deal, or $1, whatever you're working in. And then you need to put in your maximum price. So put in your maximum price. I know that seems like a crazy thing to put into a maximum price, but you do need to include a maximum price so that the repricer can move between your figures. And then you click Start Repricing. And that's it. That will be you going off and your product repricing. If you want it to stop, then you can click the Move Stop button there. So, as I said to you right at the beginning, you can choose between competitive or sales units. So we just talked you through if you choose on competitive, so you're competing for the buy box with people. But this is if you want to base it on sales units. So you need to give it a name. So you need to give your rule a name so you remember what it is. And then you want to say, how do you want to lower your price? If sales are below X amount of units, then decrease the price by Y. So if sales are below 10 units, so if you're selling less than 10 units, you want to then decrease the price by £1 or by £2 or by $2 or whatever you want to do, what you want to set for your rule. And then you can put those in there and then you can choose how often you want to run this rule. So it will run it every day or every 7 days or every 10 days. I would suggest if you're just starting out, you ignore this one and you just use the competitive one because the sales units one's much more advanced. So I would suggest you just start with the competitive one when you first get going rather than using the sales units one. Okay, but it's the same sort of thing in here. You would then include your minimum price again. You take it out of, if you're using Buybot Pro, then it will give you your break even. Otherwise, you'll have to work that out manually. And then you include your maximum price and you click Start Repricing. So, pricing tips. As I've said, price fixing is illegal. So these are general tips for making a profit from your arbitrage business. With arbitrage, the whole point is that you buy a product from store A and you sell it on Amazon and you make a profit. Now, when that product is at a lower price on store A, everybody doing online arbitrage in the whole country that you're sourcing in can find that deal. So we might find that deal with our VA, somebody else might find that deal with their VA, sourcing software might find that deal, manual copy and pasters might find that deal. So that deal tends to get a lot of sellers come on the listing straight away because that's what arbitrage is about. That product's been for sale and lots of people can find that product. It's not only you that can find it, only us that can find it. Anybody can find that product. So the best thing to do is not panic when the price drops. That's part of arbitrage. That's just what happens. So don't panic when that price drops. And you need to start thinking longer term because people come into this business, and I'm not saying this is any of our clients, but I'm just talking in general. People come into this business and, okay, great. I'll buy it in Argos or Walmart for $10 or £10, whatever. and I'll sell it on Amazon for 30 and I'll pocket the difference and I'll sell everything within a month and I'll just keep doing that and I'll get rich. Well, life doesn't work quite like that, and business doesn't work like that, and arbitrage certainly doesn't work like that. You'll need to create your own strategies for dealing with the price drops, and you'll need to be able to work around that and use creative methods to make sure that you do well from arbitrage. It's not just as simple as buying it and selling it, make a profit, keep going. What it is, that is the basic business model, but there's a lot more to it than that. So don't think everything has to sell in 30 days, because you're going to be disappointed, because everything is not going to sell in 30 days. So think longer term and think about your strategies. You need some business strategies, not just hoping that, sometimes you'll be able to literally buy it in somewhere for £10, sell it for £30 and do that constantly for a month and it will just be awesome. But it's not like that all the time. And as I say, all deals are eventually found by all arbitragers, and anyone that tells you otherwise is telling you porcupines. And there's a great video there offering some pricing tips from arbitragers. Okay, so a paid repricer. Let me talk about that. Profit Protector Pro is undoubtedly the best repricer. It's an awesome repricer. But why should you use a paid repricer? Well, when you've just got less than 10 SKUs, you don't want to use a paid repricer. You're not going to make enough money to warrant paying the cost of the repricer. So when you're first starting out, you want to use Amazon's free one. But as I said to you, Amazon's free repricer will cost you money, because it only does things very basic. It's very, very basic. And Profit Protector Pro is very, very clever. So if you're using Amazon's repricer and somebody else is using Profit Protector Pro, there's a good chance that you could sell your product for £10 and they will sell their product for £15. So very quickly, you're going to make less money on every product that you've got in Amazon than the person using Profit Protector Pro. Because Profit Protector Pro has been built with special custom strategies. As you saw with Amazon, when we went through Amazon's repricer, you can set to match the buy box or a percentage under or a percentage over. Profit Protector Pro has been built with special custom strategies that have algorithms built in them to get you the maximum price for your product. They're very, very, very clever. And that's what makes the difference between a paid repricer and an Amazon repricer. So yes, it's free, but if you've got 10 products and all of those 10 products, you're getting £5 less for your product than somebody using Profit Protector Pro. Actually, your free Amazon repricer has cost you a lot of money, because it's not getting you maximum money for your product. So it's something that is often overlooked, and people think, great, it's free. Yeah, it's free, but it will cost you money. It will cost you money. And it won't have any of those custom strategies. It's not clever like Profit Protector Pro to get you maximum money for every single one of your SKUs. And when you've only got a few SKUs, that won't necessarily have such a big impact. When you've got, as you're building your business, when you've got 100 and 1,000 or 10,000 SKUs, can you imagine the difference and how much money you'll lose by using the free repricer? So you don't want to be using a free repricer when you're building a decent business. You want to be using a paid repricer that is awesome and that has these custom strategies that, Profit Protector Pro at the moment has got some of those that are built in that do very, very special things. It's got things like, it's called a cautious profit maximizer and things like that, and there's a balanced one as well, and it's very, very clever in how it gets you the maximum amount of price for your product. And of course, Profit Protector Pro integrates with BuyBot Pro, and it allows you to set your repricing, not like I showed you in your Seller Central with the Amazon one, but you can set it on the Amazon page when you're analysing your deal. So when you're first buying your product and analysing your deal, you can set your repricing at that stage. It's so much better to have a paid repricer. So Amazon's great. You should start with Amazon because you need to build up a little bit. But as I say, don't get too many SKUs before you start using Profit Protector Pro, because or a paid repricer, because you will lose a lot of money. And Profit Protector Pro is awesome. It is the best repricer on the market, absolutely 100% in my opinion. So that is what we're going to talk about in terms of pricing and strategies and such like. And this is the end of this module, and I will see you in the next module.